Hi planner friends, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Sasha and I am Platypus Plants. And I just the other day got my new 2026 Jibun Techo Days and I wanted to do a pen test. If you had seen my last video, I had added in some vellum that I had, and I didn't cut it right, but I don't really care. So you can see there's a gap here. It's fine. So I put it on top of the actual cardstock cover, which is gray. And the reason why this does not close is that I added two of the books um, into the actual plastic planner, and they're two idea books. And this is how I've been working in all my planners. I have a book in the front, which is just for notes. I'm not positive I will need this because there's a lot of room in the actual planner section for notes and things like that. So I may not need that. And in the back, I added in an idea book. And these are for my client programs. And this is, I mean, I have to say, I do love this. The grid is pretty small, and I guess I can write big. I don't know. I just feel like this is a lot of space. And I was actually thinking that maybe next year I'd be doing a little bit less personal training, but you never know. So that's why it's not closing. I do plan to put in either a Midori belt seal to actually clip it together, or I may take the idea book out, in which case it's still a little bit, it's not, it's not meant to have this. You can see it. It's not meant to have this extra book, but I may get a cover for this, a B6 Slim cover for this. So in that case, it should be fine. Everything should fit because I will be able to take this either one of these books and put it on strings. And that should be fine. I'm actually going to take out this idea book for right now because I wanted to, first of all, show you that, with nothing else in it, it closes just fine. And actually may also want to be opening because the vellum that I put in is, again, I cut it just a little too short. Okay. So I have gathered here the pens that I use, the pens and the markers that I use most often. Okay. And this is in no particular order. This is just kind of how I gathered them up. I have my, this is my Jetstream. This is the Hobonichi pen from 2024. So now it's very dated, very old, and I have refilled it. This is my Sarasa Clip Vintage in a 0.05, or sorry, 0.5. This is the Energel Klena, and I believe this is a 0.38. And this is just the body, right? I actually have a Muji gel pen in this body, and that is, I want to also say it's a 0.38. I'm not positive. This is probably my favorite Tombow marker. It's all rubbed off now because I use it so much, but it's 992. I'm almost positive of that. This is my uni ball P. This is a little shorty fatty. I have here my Pilot Kakuno, and I have this mild liner, and it really doesn't particularly matter what color it is. It's just a mild liner. They're all generally the same, and I'm actually going to, I was just using it, and that's probably why it's not in my pile here. I also have this Uniball Signo RTI. This is a 0.28. This is probably the smallest nib that I own. I don't anticipate it in any way bleeding or smearing or anything. If anything, I don't know if you can see that, right? If anything, it's the tip of the pen that tends to kind of press through the paper. And I also wanted to throw in this one. This is the same. This is the Uniball F, and this is a 0.38 or 0.3. This one in particular, I haven't refilled it or anything, so it is the original gel cartridge in there. It's really like thick. It gives a lot of pigment. So sometimes this one will smear because it does take a long time for it to dry. For some reason, this one in particular releases a lot of like wet pigment, whereas this one tends not to. I don't know why. Don't know why. Okay, so those are there. And all right, we're going to do this. So this paper, if you don't know Kokuyo's paper, this is the thin paper. Is that right? I believe that is correct. If I'm not correct, please correct me. Just write it in the comments. I believe this is the thin paper for the Jibun Techo Days. I have had the standard diary, and that I believe is also the thin paper. And I've had the Biz, and the Biz is the one that has the Mio paper. The Mio paper, I just did not care for because it was kind of like, it was really super smooth and it was almost shiny. And I felt like it just did not grip the ink very well. And maybe that was one of the reasons why I was not that interested in using the planner. I had it for a month or two, and then I just stopped using it. I don't know why. I wish I had a reason. I wish I could give you a reason why, but I don't know. And I think that a lot of people stop using their planners because it just doesn't feel organic. It doesn't feel great. It was doing everything it needed to do. But my personal needs changed. So the planner was fabulous. But I'm really excited because I've been planning dailies for the past 3 months. And so I'm very excited to have this for 2026. I have 2 other daily planners that I'm going to be testing out, and one of them is going to work and for my everyday carry, and the other 2 are going to be repurposed for other things. Okay, all right. So having said that, you can watch my other video of if you want to see the breakdown of it. But there are I want to say 11 sides or something like that. Let me count again. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, I was right. Okay. And I hate to waste one of these pages. But again, that's exactly what these supplemental books are for, is so you can write. All right. So I'm sorry. I don't want to do a pen test in this because this is not the actual planner. I wanted to do a pen test in the actual planner. Okay. Enough of that. I'm going to give you the black ink for the Uni Jetstream. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you in, and I'm just going to turn this way to the side. Okay, so this one, and I'm going to write it over here. This is my Uni. Oh, sorry, and my handwriting is really bad. Jetstream. And oops, sorry, my arm just got stuck on the table. Well, that was just awful. And I want to say it's 0.38, and I think most of these pens are. Okay, so you saw me write it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to give it a little, and as I expected. Can you see that? Is that focusing? As I expected, there's no smearing. There is no ghosting or bleed through at all. Okay, next. This is the Sarasa clip, and this is, oops, sorry, I should say that. Sarasa clip, and this is the 0.5. This is, I love this color. This is one of my favorites, right? And so it's a little bit thicker. Sorry, whenever I have to write on camera, my hand gets really, really tight. Sarasa clip, and this is 0.5. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and oh, there's a tiny bit of smearing right there. That's very interesting. Okay, so that's so I always just count to 5. To me, it's like if it's not dry by 5, then I'm probably not going to use the pen very much. Okay, this is my Energel Clenna, and this is a 0.38. Everybody loves this pen. I gotta say, I am not the biggest fan. I don't know. I was having some problems with it on the bad batch of Sanzen Tomomi River paper, and this is a 0.38. Okay, and again, I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to give this a nothing. Good. That was great. I'm actually kind of surprised with the Sarasa. This is not a Sarasa mark-on. This is a Muji gel pen. And I'm going to write bigger. Maybe that will be easier for you to see. I love this pen. Muji gel pen. And this usually comes in like a clear body with a cap that comes off. And I want to say it's 0.3. But I'm not sure. I'll just say 0.38. Okay. And I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And no smearing. Okay. I'll flip it over in a minute so you can see the back. All right. So this is the Tombow 992. Just give it a little swipe here. I'm not even going to go over it. I just did one swipe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, yeah, perfect. All right. And this is the Uniball. Oh, see, God, my handwriting. Uniball. Something to do with my rings and my nails. I'm just not able to grip it very well. And I don't have a ton of control. This is Uniball P in a 0.38. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that's fine. This is one of my favorites. This is my Pilot Kakuno fountain pen. This is an X. Oh shoot! Do I know? Does it say? Oh, this is a fine point. This is because I can just see it says F there. This is a fine point. Normally, I really like extra fine points, but let's see how this is on this paper. So, I can, feels so good to write. Even though my handwriting is really out of control, it's just beautiful. I love this pen. And this is a fine. And this one, I'm going to give extra time, right? Because it's a fountain pen. So I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay. Not bad. Not bad. Just here. You can see that, right? It just smeared here. That was the last thing I wrote. But otherwise, not bad. Okay. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. My mild liner. And I'll just one swipe. I'm going to wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. See, now that did smear just teeny tiny bit. That was, again, the last place where the chisel tip touched. Okay. This is how it is. All right. This is the Uniball Signo. And this is the this is the 0.28. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I'm just laughing at myself. My arm is sticking to the table, as well as my hand being really like tense. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And again, I expect nothing. I don't expect any smearing whatsoever. And this one is the one that I do love and I expect it to smear. This is my Uniball F, right? It's the same exact pen. The refills are the same exact as this little chubby guy, right? But for whatever reason, this one always comes out a little bit thicker. And this is a point, this should be a 0.38. Okay. So let me write that here. Uni ball F, and it's a 0.38. See how it's just the pigment is just comes out more. I don't know. I don't think it makes any difference whether I'm pressing it harder or not. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go this way. This actually did not smear. I thought this was going to smear. Okay, so I'm going to zoom you out a little bit so you don't get sick when I flip the page. And wow, I mean, yes, can I feel the imprint? Yes. Am I wondering how it's going to be on the actual calendar planner? Yes. But so far, really very good. Little bit of shadowing. Probably the thing that is the most apparent is from the fountain pen, and it's kind of to be expected. This it's not so much that it would stop me um, writing on this side. So wow, okay, I don't know. So this looks pretty good. In terms of these pens that I normally reach for again and again and again. The the one that I'd say was probably the most problematic is the fountain pen. And again, it would be one of those things where I would have to blot it or just give it plenty of time to dry. All right, you guys. So that's my pen test for my 2026 Kokuyo Jibun Techo days. And yeah, I'm very excited to use this. I've actually heard from a lot of people. They're like, I don't ever see videos for Jibun Techo. I used to put them out when I was heavily into it. And of course, when I stopped using it, I stopped putting out those videos. But if you are a Jibun Techo fan, especially of the days, I will be showing you how I set mine up, how I set up a week, how I do this, why I do this, but that will be coming in 2026, and I don't know if I could wait. Is there anything? No, because it does actually start in January. Otherwise, I was going to say, well, I can do the December, but there is no December. All right. So you'll be seeing that in the upcoming year. All right. If you have any questions about the paper, the pen test, or you want me to test out other pens, let me know. Put them in the comments below. All right. So after I filmed this pen test, I saw a video, a short online on YouTube from Jet Pens talking about Jibun Techo and how it's the most complicated planner and whatever. And then the one line that really caught my attention was, and it's made for Pilot Frixion pens. I never knew that. So after, I don't know, a couple of years of being in and a little bit out of Jibun Techo, I had no idea. So of course, I had to gather up my Frixion gel pens and pull them out for a test. Okay, so this one is a Frixion multi-pen. And it has the different colors. Now this to me looks gray, which is probably why I didn't use it that much. It is a blackish and a blue and a red. And I have in the past tried to color code, you know, my business appointments versus my non-business appointments. And truthfully, I hate the way it looks. Maybe it was just the way I did it. I've seen other people do it and it looks fabulous, but it did not work for me at that time. But I don't know. Okay, so let's do this one, and let's go here, down here. Let's test this out, okay? All right. This is my Frixion multi-pen, and this says what does this say? 0.38, okay? 0.38. So I expect 0. Let me zoom you in here just a little bit. I'm going to turn it this way a little bit. I expect no smearing, right? But I do expect to be able to erase pretty well. Oops. Yeah. Okay. And you can tell from this color to this really pigmented Uniball F, this is it is an actual gray. Okay. I can pen test the other colors, but I know I won't use them. This is an actual 0.05, Frixion, again, Frixion. And I don't want to call it a standalone, but it's, you know, just one pen as opposed to a multi-pen. And this one is, you click on the clip and you push it down. Okay, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to call this my Frixion .5. Is that what I just said? Yeah, 0.5, right? And you can tell how much darker this is, and that's why I would prefer this pen. It's just that it's really skinny, and I kind of like the fact that this one is fat. It's just easier for my hand, so maybe I will just put one of these refills into here. All right, and again, I don't expect any smear. And I'm going to make this one bigger, and I'll make a different kind of loop. And this one actually looks better, I think, my personal opinion, and I think the ink comes out easier. And I'm just going to give this a quick boop, boop, boop. All right, you don't have to do it that many times. I just did. All right, and this one is a Frixion. It's called a Frixion Ball Slim. It's a 0.38. And this one is really, really, really skinny, and I gotta say I'm not a huge fan. Again, maybe my nails, maybe my ring. I can't grip it. But this one doesn't even have a clip. It's just kind of a push button here, and I will call this my Frixion. And you can see how it's it's a smaller nib, and the ink is just different. Not good or bad, it just depends on what you need. I think that if I was writing on these little itty bitty grids, like one line, something like this, a 0.38 would be good, right? 0.38. This one I actually really like though, the 0.5. All right, so I'm gonna do one of these. And again, a little bit scratchy. So if you are a fountain pen user, then you understand like that's kind of like scratchy sort of grittiness. And right, erase is terrific. The one thing I've noticed though, I used to use Frixions a lot, and that's why I actually own all these pens, is that excuse me, is that once you erase on it, it's that thermal thing. It's not erase. It's, sorry, those were air quotes, erase. It's more like you're putting heat on it, and once you put heat on it, the ink disappears. Which is why if you're using Frixion pens, if you leave your planner in a hot car, the ink may disappear. Supposedly, if you put it back in the freezer, the ink will reappear. Yeah, I think that if you live like in a really hot place, I don't know, you may want to consider whether these pens are for you or not. Okay, so right away I can say with these Frictions, they're like, there's indenting on the page. It definitely feels like it's raised, right? Everywhere where I had made the swirlies, they were raised. They feel raised, right? And then I'm going to take that tip off, and I'm going to show you the back side. And the back side, you can even see with this camera how it's raised. You can feel the indentation, and it's not a bad thing, because, like, can you hear that? There's a little crinkle to it, which I actually really like. I really like the crinkle. So I wanted just to add this little Frixion pen testing to my pen testing. And you know, I just cannot wait to get into my Jibun Techo days. And okay, well, thank you for this, for listening to the PS. I'll see you next time. Bye.